in downtown Detroit. It's Jason Carr Live with your host, Jason Carr.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on? My home has been invaded by a scandalous little scamp, a mange-infested rodent with cute beady eyes and a bottomless appetite for birdseed. Right there. Caught in the act, a hardened, wizened criminal on four paws, in my garage, chewing his way through a plastic bag. What do you think?
It's an issue. Like you said, what happens when the food runs out?
He will probably no longer come around once the food comes out or runs out. Did you see the way that he watch what happens? You go full?
Yeah.
Okay, watch, get spooked, watch him look left and look right.
Oh, no one's around? Okay. Yep, we're good.
Little itch. What's this camera doing here? I didn't notice that before. And then back into the bag.
So you had a camera set up specifically to figure out who put the hole in the bag?
No, I knew it was a chipmunk.
Oh, okay.
I just had, every time I'd walk out into the garage, I'd hear the rustle and see him scurrying out. And I thought, well, there's a pretty safe bet that if I put a camera there, I'm going to capture him. This is 26 minutes of footage condensed down to a minute and 13.
Okay, all right. Well,
I know exactly where he goes. He goes into the backyard underneath our big hedge, wherever his nest is, and then he goes back into the garage and collects more.
well, what are you going to do now?
My phone's the phone that I use to look at comments in real time. It's dead. I don't have any juice. What are they saying?
Here, just take mine.
Oh, well, I promise I won't look anything up on it. Look at your browsing history. Thank you. So that's the bowl of bacon for today. On my page, we want to know what sort of wild animal encounters have you run into of this ilk? This dastardly little runt raiding my expensive bird feed that I paid top dollar for at the Walnut Lake Ace Hardware.
Top dollar, huh?
Top dollar.
Nothing but the best for the birds in the car lot.
Alvin. Nikisha says, seal up the hole. Good morning from Grand Rapids to Roy Golenbiewski. Gone. The Aurora Borealis could be seen from Michigan last night, and take a look at this amazing time lapse over the Mackinac Bridge.
Didn't know there was music. Okay.
How about that? Dustin Dilworth, our man on the spot. D3 Imagery. The video was shot about 2:30 a.m. from Mackinac City. Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Anita T. Gibbs. Okay, you're the first. You're the winner. Anita, you're the winner. No, this isn't news. The news can be found on Click on Detroit and on Local 4 at noon.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's John's pet peeve. We have never claimed this little thing that we do at 9:15ish was anything other than a little thing that we do at 9:15ish, which mixes the interwebs with some legitimate news, morning radio talk, tomfoolery, and squirrels or chipmunks, I should say, eating their way through plastic bags.
Anita's a winner.
Anita's probably long gone in search of
News.
Surveillance video shows a woman crouching for a selfie in front of a row of crowns displayed individually on pedestals at a pop-up art gallery. You then see her fall backward and knock down the pedestals like a row of dominoes. $200,000 in damage?
Yeah, that sounds a little high, but that's what I guess they're saying all this stuff is worth. Most of them were these individual crowns.
Anita T. Gibbs, apparently unironically, yay!
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 Winner!
Yay! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Rich and compelling. Now this. Lobster Man has spoken, and he wants you to be aware of a stuffed Shetland pony.
You know, and the horse investigates. Nope, not a real horse.
What do we know about this video, John?
Not much. Rich and compelling.
The new Planet of the Apes movie brought in an estimated $56.5 million at the domestic box office this weekend. John has a clip from the movie. Let's take a look. Oh. G'day, Chris. Good morning, Leonora and Wendy. Sarah's catching the laughter bug as well. Catherine Baker Richards, CBR. What the heck is going on with you? Susan, so funny. Yes, says Denisha. Ohio State fan who returned to the U.S. in a coma after suffering a traumatic brain injury from a car accident overseas has given his family hope by making clear his dislike for Michigan. 38-year-old Zach Lawrence had little chance of waking up when he returned to Columbus in April. 4 months later, when asked to press a yes or no about whether he likes Michigan, the lifelong Ohio State fan hit no twice. He has begun making sounds, keeping his eyes open, and smiling at his children.
It's a cute story. At first, it
inspiring.
Had somewhat of an onion-like headline, and it ends up, becoming a really cute story. But absolutely incredible.
No, that's great. I mean, I can second that emotion as a Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
This though. What's he crabbing about here?
I don't know.
And what does Dodge Ram have to do with?
It's got to be out there. Dodge, they make great headphones, apparently.
Seriously, his name's right here too. Is that like when you have your name stenciled on your underwear?
Well, you don't want people using your headphones, right? I guess. Right?
Yeah, they're only yours to throw and nobody else's. I hear there's khakis on sale.
We use this photo all the time. Whenever we've got some hardball story, we'll put something off to the side of it.
Morning, Amy. Go green, go white, indeed. There's no bull about this latest viral video. Cell phone shows a large bull stuck in a tire at the Weeping Fox Ranch in Hartley, Iowa.
They still don't know how this bull got into the tire.
That there is a bull in a tire.
It's just stunning.
I thought when I saw it, can you put it back up full? When I saw that headline, I thought that you were full of
Yeah. No, this is real. Hold on, let's get the audio up here.
New attire at the Weeping Fox Ranch for this Hereford bull. Don't know how he did it, and I don't know how it's coming off, but hopefully the guys can figure it out, because I'm not helping with those horns. New attire at the...
New attire?
New attire.
Are we sure this isn't a publicity stunt?
No. What did they end up doing? Yeah, they had to tie the bull up and pull the tire back down its legs until the bull actually stepped out on its own.
Kevin Mullane, or Mulaney, are you saying that you are enjoying this broadcast so much that you'll be back again tomorrow to watch it? I certainly hope so. Thank you, Leonora. Jennifer, at least this is entertaining and not depressing. I'm enjoying it. Well, recruit like 20 of your friends and show up every day around 9:15ish here on Facebook, and we usually don't disappoint. John works really diligently at stacking a rundown chock full of infotainment like that.
Amazing.
I'm not even mad. It's amazing. That Harbaugh photo, though. Newly released photos from a Tanzanian wildlife area show a rare sight, a lioness feeding a leopard cub. Pictures show the five-year-old lion looking unperturbed as she nurses the small leopard, estimated to be a few weeks old. The lion is fitted with a GPS collar so that researchers can track her.
Yeah, I guess lions normally will immediately fight or attack a leopard, and they're absolutely stunned that this is happening. I guess this lioness had just recently had a litter of cubs, so the maternal instincts are probably a little off. But the couple scientists that were quoted said they feared that in a few weeks the lioness will realize this isn't one of her own.
Oh, and then it's curtains?
Might turn on it, yeah. But for now, it's incredible that this happens crossing species.
That is interesting. Jim Felton says this is better than all the Doctor Who drama. What do you mean? Because there's going to be a female Doctor Who? Is that what you're saying, Jim? Check out the hippo family at the Cincinnati Zoo showing off their pearly whites. The zoo has shot video and taken pictures of Fiona the hippo almost every day since she was born in January. Here you see the younger hippo being playful with her dad.
I didn't realize that it said something. Hippos are able to extend their jaw to 150 degrees.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really? Lenox Township checking in. Brenda Winters. Tracy thinks in the next few weeks there will be a bond between that lioness and the leopard. Thank you, Tammy. Alician Gorgu has a simplistic style to his tattoo art, transforming photographs into minimalist works of art, and it's getting a following on social media. So you provide him with a Polaroid, or in this case a picture of a typewriter, or in this case Paris, Texas, or a Polaroid. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's neat, but yeah, no, it's pretty neat.
What were you going to say?
I mean, some of these, is this really what you're getting a tattoo of? Like, I know graduation day is a big deal, but the Christmas one's kind of neat. I like that.
You have to really like Christmas, or BoJack Horseman,
yeah.
Or that family photo.
Yeah, that one's a little strange.
What do you guys think? Is there a photo of you or your family that you enjoyed or liked so much that you would want it tattooed on you or your loved one's body?
Well, I mean, the memories I have with this typewriter,
The typewriter's cool if you had written a manuscript on it and sold the manuscript for $1 bajillion.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that way you would have a story to go with the typewriter tattoo. People would say, how did you get the typewriter tattoo? Well, I wrote a manuscript and I got a $250,000 advance.
I don't know if that's exciting enough. I'd want it to, well, a typewriter fell out of thin air, and I want a crazy story behind it.
Bonus story, KFC limited clothing selling out. KFC dipped its toes into the clothing world. Yep. Drumstick socks. Macaroni and biscuits. What is that, a napkin?
Yeah, it's a pocket square.
Pocket square.
We've got a lapel pin.
Lapel pin.
The
the Colonel.
tie.
Finger looking good necklace.
Got a T-shirt with drumsticks. You've got the Colonel's T-shirt. This is actually kind of cool. The fried chicken sweatshirt. All right. A couple more pins. We've got another weird shirt. vintage shirt.
Oh, sweet. Love
Yeah.
that.
I got some patches, and for the person who just can't get enough KFC, you've got a pillowcase.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Harlan Sanders profile on your pillowcase. I don't know about that.
now I've got one more right here. Ready for this?
Yes. Rich and compelling part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the cat tax?
That's the cat tax for today.
You may as well just leave it up. It's like Rachel or April the giraffe.
Is it doing it? I don't have the live feed in front of me. I'm looking at it on the Facebook page, and this computer is too slow for me to actually see.
All right, let's go back to the
happening in real
chipmunk
time.
video before we lose everybody.
Uh-huh.
Morning, Carla Jean Fry. This is in my garage. This pesky little rodent. This ballsy bandit. By the way, there is a gap underneath my garage door where the rubber strip has been chewed off. Mm-hmm. The paint on the back of the door has been chewed and clawed at.
Well, the real question is, I mean, how did this chipmunk get past your laser security system?
Well, and that's the other thing, too. We've got this thing, I mean, you can't see him when he first gets in. He's doing, like, entrapment-style acrobatics a la Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
Just to make it through the laser matrix that I have set up on the perimeter. Not to mention the ferocious guard dog, Charlie Tickles, outside.
This chipmunk has been well trained.
So imagine my surprise. I posted this, and 5 hours after I posted it, like something like 5,500 people had seen it, had viewed it. Then, mysteriously, in the middle of the night, the Local 4 Facebook page shared my chipmunk video. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And of course, and then that extrapolated exponentially, the numbers went up. And now it's like almost 100,000 people have been reached by it, and 40 some odd thousand have watched it. But it's really strange when all of a sudden you wake up the next morning and see that the station has shared your video in the middle of the night. And my first thought was, TV's Ken.
No, he wouldn't have been here at the time. Maybe he was up that late.
TV's Ken, do you know anything about sharing my chipmunk video?
Yes, it was a lonely night on Saturday. I was scrolling around the Facebook feed and saw these chipmunks, and it was probably about 12:30 in the morning. That's pretty much it. That's an exact reenactment of what happened.
Hey, I shared your video in the middle of the night. Not creepy at all. This is my rendering of Ken, the moment that he told me that he shared his video, that my suspicions were correct, that it was indeed him. Hey, I shared your video in the middle of the night. Not creepy at all. You want this autographed?
Yes, of course. I can also confirm that this is a factual statement.
There you go. Just for you. They kill birds, chipmunks are mean. What? I know nothing about chipmunks assaulting avian innocent bystanders. Although I did read a fascinating story over the weekend about crows being able to problem solve and predict the future.
Predict the future?
Well, apply learning circumstances to predict what's going to happen in the future and then alter their behavior. They're apparently much smarter. They're at least as smart as a 4-year-old human, crows are, and are smarter than apes. And so now everybody's freaking out that, like, crows that, you see picking at carcasses on the side of the road are actually a lot more devious and smart than we realize.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Fear the crows, not the apes.
Flay, what do you mean draw a better picture of him? That was pretty spot on.
That was a really great picture, yeah.
I don't know if it was really great, but suddenly, for reasons I'm not exactly certain, our live viewership is growing exponentially.
is it?
We're
Was
north
it
of
the chipmunk?
400. I mean, we're down to like 230, and now we're up to 4. Was it the chipmunk video?
It's Monday morning.
We got to look at the chipmunks again.
Well, all right.
I mean, the
back to the
Planet of the Apes that's
pretty good.
top notch, but. Leonora says, "What time do you do this again? And is it every day? This is genius." I could not be more honest and down to earth and straightforward and human than I am going to be right now. We do this every day at around 9:15 Monday through Friday, unless there's like a breaking news situation, as there was on Friday with White Boy Rick. But we have a blast doing this, and John and I sort of we make these self-deprecating jokes about April the giraffe having like 1,200 live viewers, and all she does is and look straight into the lens and be pregnant for months.
Gestation is that interesting, I guess.
So we co-produce this, just us. I send him talkers. He finds stuff on his own. He builds the graphics. And we do this every day around 9:15ish for anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes. And we're optimistic that at some point enough people are going to start watching that it becomes, bigger?
Bigger.
Just more watched. Mm-hmm. So when we joke about having 400 live viewers versus 200, or why that may be the case, we're actually keeping a close eye on the metrics, and we're trying to figure out if there's some sort of magic formula to doing this. Because obviously, if we could do it for 400, that's great. But if we could do it for 800, that's even better. And then if 800 becomes 1,600, and then 1,600 becomes 3,200, now you're really talking about something. And who knows, this could actually migrate onto real TV. Probably at 3 o'clock in the morning on Local 4, but at least it would be on television.
Now, I saw an interesting question. Are you going to name the chipmunk?
Just because of I said Charlie earlier, and then immediately realized we already have Charlie Tickles, our family dog. You can't have Charlie the chipmunk. So I'm up for suggestions. Chuck the chipmunk, Chintzy, Chaz.
Chaz is good.
Chaz. Chauncey.
Chadwick.
Chadwick.
That's a good chipmunk name.
Chadwick the cat burglar chipmunk. So anyway, I used to be on the other TV station, and now I'm on Local 4. And at this time of the morning, I used to be on TV, and now, at least until 10 a.m., I'm sort of relegated to being on Facebook, which is better than getting kicked in the keister and not being anywhere. So we'd really, really appreciate it if you love this and you come here every day and you laugh and you feel like this sort of like this weird combination of morning radio zoo and the best of Reddit and the interwebs and all that kind of stuff, and news and infotainment and all that other stuff rolled into this weird little package. If you really enjoy this, I'm being serious. Please spread the word. Recruit friends, family, countrymen, neighbors, people you don't like, your postman, your grocery store clerk, I don't know. Yeah.
Ooh, Jim Felton, Chip Baca.
Chip Baca.
That's not bad. I saw Chewy the Chipmunk. Roxanne says Daryl.
I'm free to reference the Big Brown Couch because they no longer use it over there or up the street. Over in Southfield. And in fact, I haven't used it for years, but a viewer, who I'm sure has since converted to Local 4, has the old Big Brown Couch in her living room.
Really?
Did it as a giveaway when the studio there was renovated.
Yeah.
And the show moved to a different studio.
Well, a lot of...
Weren't we supposed to get like a couch or something here?
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Sofa. We've got chairs.
Frankie, she is doing well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I see that Ms. Santos has checked in. Mike John Jack. Oh, Mike John Jack?
Mike John Jack, of course.
Mike John Jack. Mike John Jack, what was that?
Yeah, what was that?
Are you going to investigate?
Yes. Local 4 defenders.
There was just an audible scream that came down the atrium. That sounded. Did that come from receive?
I think it came from receive.
Stand by. See, this is the kind of the stuff that can happen on a Facebook Live when you're completely not expecting it.
Everything's good.
What was it like a Game of Thrones?
Soldier, I know, right? A soldier was coming home and surprised.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it was a good scream.
Cheers of love.
So Mike Johnjack
Mike Johnjack.
loves the name Chadwick, but not as much as Mike Johnjack.
Mike Johnjack the Chipmunk?
Mike Johnjack is instantly, by commenting, joined our name Hall of Fame.
Yep. Mike Johnjack.
Mike Johnjack.
In
You know my
fact-
buddy Mike Johnjack from back in the day? Mike Johnjack could do 101 fingertip push-ups and then guzzle a case of beer.
Mike Johnjack.
Mike Johnjack.
Yeah. So we haven't used this yet.
What do you have?
And Mike Johnjack, we can pronounce that one, but take a look at this.
Oh,
Yeah.
butchering a name. There should be a letter, a random consonant in each one of these cuts of meat. Just like an S, a T, an N, an R, a Q.
No. It's got to be just like Wheel of Fortune, right?
That's what I was thinking.
RSTLINE.
There's like a
Yeah. No, there's no I, just the E. RSTLNE.
yeah. Chris Jacobs, how many viewers a day you need to get on TV? Well, I am on Live in the D at 10 a.m. And also the morning show, Local 4 News Today, before the Today Show. In fact, this morning I was in for Rhonda anchoring. So it's not like I'm not on TV, but the free form, sort of making it up as we go along, genuine laughter and banter of this, I have said for at least 9 months now, there's got to be a way we can get this on regular TV, broadcast TV, right?
I mean, with the new trends of how people are watching and consuming media, that might be the wrong way to go at some point.
Listen, my wife, who is a news hawk and a heck of a TV talent and personality, she gives me credit for spotting what I called at the time the buzz-feedification of news, of media, of, you know, one day it's all going to come together in one big package kind of thing. I knew years ago, and you go to BuzzFeed, and there's some totally traditional hard news, breaking news type story there, right alongside a Twinkie stuffed inside of a cupcake. And the next video of which friend would you be if Friends was real in real life.
And this horse just won't be fooled.
And this horse just won't be fooled type stuff. Plus then something not safe for work.
Of course.
So there's no, listen, this ain't rocket science. People are going to sites like BuzzFeed because it's this weird mashup amalgamation of traditional news gathering and pulp, tabloid, and otherwise time-wasting stuff that, you know, the interwebs is infamous for. There's a reason why people are going to places like BuzzFeed. They want to see cheeky selfies from Instagram right next to whatever the daily dose of news is concerning Trump, right next to Game of Thrones, 5 different articles about Game of Thrones, plus a Game of Thrones parody video that BuzzFeed staff found on YouTube. Right?
It's all good stuff.
So we're kind of trying to straddle that line between traditional local news, which Local 4 is, of course, number one, the leader, and like Drew and Mike style radio, along with this weird Facebook Live, real comments from you, interacting with the audience in real time. I'm sorry I don't have any giveaways. I don't have any mugs to give you. Not yet. I suppose I could draw some caricatures.
Yep, would be a good show. We should do that. Have people send in their photo and we'll caricature them. Sure.
Rebecca liked on Friday when we did the whole White Boy Rick thing with Kevin Dietz.
It was a good show.
I think we had something like 600 people watching consistently, and then we threw to a 9-minute piece on tape that was kind of like a encapsulate. How would you? There was like a catch-all, sort of like, hey, in case you just joined us, here's everything about White Boy Rick ever.
In the back end, it was titled Overview because it was just the whole story.
9 minutes on tape, and coming out the other side of that, the audience had not shrunk one bit. In fact, I think it had grown.
Yeah, it's a compelling story.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised it didn't get more national attention than it did. I was expecting maybe a push alert from CNN or from the Washington Post or just one of the other big national media outlets, but you definitely got it from here.
Flay Chapman.
Flay Chapman.
He won when I was up the street.
Yeah.
He
won 5 of them?
Yeah, he won. I didn't know it was that many, but he won a few of those. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate it. It's only good because you guys tune in and I'm able to interact with you, and John's able to interact with you. Frankie says, show the $200,000 photo again.
Oh, that was the selfie. Yeah. You can tell in the corner she's leaning down to take this. I got to get my picture with all this art. And
oh boy!
Knocks them over like dominoes. You know, you got to think that this artist maybe was waiting for that to happen and had actually set these up as a domino rally, knowing that someone was going to do this, and that took out a giant insurance policy on the art. Right?
The art does not look. Listen, I don't want to cast aspersions, but the art does not look super expensive.
No, it's made out of wood. They're crowns, and a couple of metal things, but.
Not like what I can draw here.
No.
Jim Felton says, this is the bright spot of my day. Love it. Kevin thinks that was an insurance job right there.
It seems like it.
I still haven't seen anybody vowing. Matt Reeves says, stay on Facebook, watching from Wichita, Kansas. Matt, you can watch live streaming Live in the D, the TV show that I go do after this. In fact, here in about 5 minutes, I'm going to have to skedaddle to go do a tease in Studio A ahead of being on TV. But you can live stream Live in the D. And so instead of watching this live on Facebook, you can go to clickondetroit.com, click the live stream, and you can watch what's on TV on ClickOn. So you're still on via the web. You can do that from Kansas, from Phoenix, from San Francisco, Cucamonga, La Brea Tar Pits, and Albuquerque.
From the Tar Pits?
From the La Brea Tar Pits. I almost lived at Park La Brea a long time ago when I came close to working out there. Thank you. Laura loves Live in the D. Do you have the same interaction when doing Live in the D? No, Nicole, we don't, because we're doing traditional television. We're not live streaming it, so there's, not really the opportunity, I guess you could say.
Not like this.
I will say on Live in the D, hey, we just talked about this thing, like having a chipmunk raiding your garage. What do you think? Go to @4 Live in the D. That's @4 Live in the D. That's our Facebook page, and tell us what you think. And then people will or will not go there, comment, and then we may or may not use the comments on the air.
Yeah, whereas here we're reading it in real time.
We're in real time.
The producer and the star can have actual direct communication. Usually the producer in the booth doesn't have a mic that's open for the viewers to listen to.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different feel for a show.
I had a buddy, I have a buddy, his name's Mike Johnjack, and Mike Johnjack was famous on the mean streets of Metro Detroit because he built a replica Batmobile out of a Lincoln. This had to have been, 10 years or so after the show was off the air, but he saved up enough money and enough spare parts that Mike Johnjack, in addition to being able to do 101 fingertip push-ups, guzzle a case of beer, and build a replica car from television.
101? I heard it was 105.
Did I shortchange him for?
Maybe.
Well, Mike Johnjack is a living legend. Have you ever heard of him? Rod? Mike John Jack. You don't know about him? It's kind of a legend. Oh, Carrie Decato.
Carrie Decato.
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 Decato. Decato. Yes, Laura, it shot fire out the back. Leonora Winston, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to have to run for the tees. Yeah, you got it. What time you got, John?
Yeah, 9:52.
Yeah, I better go.
All
See you on
right.
TV.
Stay classy, Detroit.